Hello everybody and welcome to Anfield, where Liverpool have earned their first Champions League win of the group stage. Well, that's the easy way of putting it. But Paul, it wasn't quite as straightforward as that, was it? 4-3, Liverpool were 3-0 up at one stage and cruising. Salzburg got it back to 3-3, and it was a weird one really, because when it went to 3-3, I mean, everybody would have seen it. Any other team you would have expected to just wilt, but Liverpool, they made a tactical change, went to 4-2-3-1. James Milner came on for Jordan Henderson, kind of tidied things up a little bit in midfield, and then Mohamed Salah gets the winning goal, very well taken goal. But overall, your thoughts, did Liverpool make it a lot harder for themselves than it should have been, or should we give Salzburg some credit, because they, from the very first whistle, they were intent on getting a few goals, weren't they?
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, it's probably somewhere in the middle, isn't it? Salzburg, to be fair to them, come to Anfield and weren't overawed. Liverpool raced into a 3-goal lead, and it looked, at the time I tweeted game over, that it's going to be,
when will you learn?
I know, eye-opening experience. I actually thought 3-0 Liverpool can go and get 4, 5 and 6 here if they really wanted to, and it looked like it was going to be that type of game, didn't it? Liverpool were flying and everything they were doing was coming off. Sadio Mane up in the scoring down that end with a lovely 1-2 with Firmino. See it past Rasmussen, I think, the right back, and tucked it away nicely. And then Andy Robertson, of all people, didn't he? Got on the end of his own attack when he started it in the midfield, laid it off to Alexander-Arnold, who swept it in, and it was a great finish, to be fair to him. He took it like a striker, and then Salah gets his goal, and you're thinking Liverpool are going to get the points. But Jesse Marsch's team were known for scoring a lot of goals, and they didn't come to Anfield and think, well, we're going to get songs 6 and 7. They actually fought back, and I think Liverpool were a bit stunned by that, if I'm honest. I didn't think they expected it. And
I mean, Jurgen Klopp said in his press conference after the game that he thought that it was too easy in the first half, but not too easy in the sense of Liverpool were making it so easy. It's that he said basically we were working really hard, but everything we were trying was coming off. In that respect, it was too easy, because then we kind of took our foot off the gas, and we forgot to do everything that we were doing so well in the first 36 minutes, I think it was, wasn't it? And then it kind of just all fell apart for half an hour.
It did. It was a strange one, wasn't it? It was. I genuinely just think Liverpool were taken aback by Salzburg's temerity to attack, and once they got the first, we just thought, okay, that looks like it's going to be a consolation, and Liverpool will get another couple after the break. But Takamino, was it? Takamino who scored the Minamino, sorry. He made a 3-2, and then nerves were frayed, and Erling Haaland come off the bench and he stuck one in at the back post, hasn't he?
He's a bit of a unit, isn't he?
He is, 19 years of age, and you can see why there's such a big...
He's 19?
He's 19,
He's a guy, he can't be 19.
Yeah, don't know what they've been feeding him, but he's a big lad. He'll certainly have a long future of success in the game, because he does look like a top striker. I think he scored, what's that now, 18 goals in 13 appearances. Saw him in the mix on after the game, and he seemed delighted to have done that at Anfield. He seemed, he knows all about this stage that he's playing on.
Lays down a marker for him as well, doesn't he? Because he'll be thinking, I want to get into the Premier League.
Yeah, of course. Like, I mean, I think where he is now is a perfect stage for him, but sooner or later he will make that move. So he come on and caused Liverpool problems, and to be fair to Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp's always talking about the mentality of his team and how strong they are, and the mentality giants and all the rest of it, and they proved it here, to be honest. Salah, with 20 minutes to go, pops up with the all-important fourth, one of his most important. I wrote in my post-match verdict of his Liverpool career, and even then it was still frayed and nervy and tense, wasn't it? And shouldn't really have been that way, but Liverpool have got the win that they needed, and Group E campaigns up and running.
There were some iffy performances, weren't there? Certainly defensively. I mean, it's very rare that you see Virgil van Dijk left on his backside like he was for the first goal from Hwang, I think it was, and just then, even for the third goal, he kind of looked a little bit hesitant. But alongside him, Joe Gomez was making his first start in a big game, shall we say, for quite some time. I think he started the game, didn't he? The opening game of the season against Norwich.
Yeah.
And he also started at right back against Chelsea in the UEFA Super Cup. Didn't do particularly well then. And then obviously he played against MK Dons, and I thought he did really well actually in that game. But this was an obvious step up, and it was a game in some ways that was the worst possible game that he could have actually come back and stepped into, because the way that the whole game went, where he was always under pressure. But he didn't look, he looked a little bit nervous, didn't he? And we're talking even from the early stages when Liverpool were winning 1-2, 3-0. He had some moments where he was knocked off the ball, he misjudged things. In the second half he misjudged one particular header which put Liverpool in all sorts of problems. So, but does this just basically underline that Jurgen Klopp's been right to hold him back, because it's going to take a little while, because he was out for like a very long time, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you at MK Dons, thought he was excellent, but this was a completely different proposition for him, wasn't it? And at a time when Liverpool were 2-0 up and 3-0 up, it didn't look like it was going to be the biggest problem in the world, that Joe Gomez was having a bit of an off night. But as soon as Salzburg came back into it, then it was an issue, wasn't it? And he was getting caught underneath it and passes were going astray, and he just didn't look comfortable for the majority of the night. So he'll be relieved more than anyone, I'd say, this evening, knowing that Liverpool have got the points. But no concerns over him long term. I think he's an excellent centre back, and he's a very good right back, and no real worries there. Just one of those nights, I guess. A wild night, crazy game. Liverpool have somehow come away with the 3 points. And could have really went either way. It could have been 5 or 6 at one stage. Salzburg could have easily have grabbed the 4th. Just a wild game.
Just looking at the group then, Napoli drew with Genk tonight, so I think Liverpool are joint second. I think if it goes on head to head, I think they'll be a bit ahead of Salzburg. If it's on goal difference, then obviously Salzburg are ahead. But it's 2 games in. It looks like perhaps Genk on their own patch are going to be more difficult than people think. Salzburg's going to score goals against everybody, and we know what Napoli are like. So it's probably going to be a little bit closer than I think people were expecting. I
think so, and certainly closer than what I was expecting. I think Liverpool's home form is going to be key once again, isn't it? Last season he lost to Red Star Belgrade, they lost at Napoli, and they lost to Paris Saint-Germain, and the home form's got them through. So they're going to have to do the same again. Salzburg, I think I read a tweet just after the game that they haven't lost at home in 70 odd games. So that just shows you how impressive they are in front of their home supporters. So that's going to be a tough challenge. I think it's the last game of the group stages in December.
Some suggesting it could be done by then. So
well, exactly.
Liverpool will probably want that
point. Yeah, Liverpool will look to get it done and dusted before then, with maximum points home and away against Genk, and hopefully here against Napoli as well, because you don't want to be going to Salzburg after the performance we've just seen from them and needing a win. So Liverpool will certainly want this done quickly, I'd imagine.
One final thing, birthday boy, Roberto Firmino.
Yes.
You thought I was going to say you then, didn't
I?
No. Yeah, it's also your birthday.
Could have mentioned Alisson.
Well, no, it's your birthday as well. Sure, birthday with Firmino, and while it probably, it's a weird one in the sense that he was decent, but it wasn't. You wouldn't say it's one of his best games. But then the final analysis, it was his header from which Salah scores the 3rd goal, and then it was his header that puts Salah through for the last goal. And when Salah scores, the first thing he does is turn around and point his finger towards Firmino.
Well, it's Firmino to a T, isn't it? When he plays well and he makes things happen, then Liverpool invariably do the same. And for the first one, where Mane just plays it into him, he rolls his studs over it, waits and plays a perfectly weighted through ball, and Mane is awake because he's quicker than everyone. And it was the same the other end with Salah. We've done that a couple of times as well, where Salah kind of got crowded out, but when he kind of withdraws from that number 9 role and plays in Mane and Salah with the pace they've got, it's so hard to defend against, and such a crucial assist for the 4th, wasn't it?
It was. Lewis.